A lack of money confidence is a massive money block. When you're uncomfortable managing money, you actually unconsciously resist receiving it. You want to be excitedly expecting your money, like you're waiting for a much loved friend to visit. You're going to make plans, you're going to make the time, you prepare. You want to make them feel welcome. Welcome back to The Shift, a special series here on the Freedom and Ease in Online Business podcast, where I walk you through the exact process for going from trading your hours for dollars to building real leveraged income in your online service business. I am your host, Miriam Castilla, money and business strategist. And this is episode 6. And if you're only just joining us now, go back, start at episode 1 so that you get the full picture. Okay, let's get into it. In the last episode, I promised you that today we're going to dive a little bit more deeply into the practical side of the magnetic money code, talking about, how to be the CEO of your finances and some of that stuff that no one's ever taught you. So if I asked you right now, how much did your business make last month? What does it cost you to run every month? And exactly how much do you need to cover your life expenses? Would you know without having to look it all up and without a little spike of dread popping up? And if the answer is, no, you're in good company, because today we are going to change that, because here's what I know for sure. Knowledge isn't power. It's the application of knowledge that is power. And when it comes to money, most brilliant women are running their business with the lights off. So let's switch them on, shall we? Okay, let's talk about money confidence, because this can be the money block that no one ever talks about. It is actually the piece that connects everything we covered last episode to all the practical things we're going to talk about today. Because a lack of money confidence is a huge money block. When you're uncomfortable managing money, when checking your bank accounts makes you anxious, when you avoid looking at the numbers, when it all feels vaguely overwhelming, when you go, oh no, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to earn more and that'll fix it all, you're actually unconsciously resisting receiving more of it. Think about it. Your subconscious knows that more money means more of something that makes you uncomfortable. So, of course, it's going to keep that tap at a trickle. So here's the energy you want instead. You want to be excitedly expecting more money, like you're waiting for a much-loved friend to visit. If you're waiting for a friend to visit, you make plans, you make time, you prepare, you make them feel welcome, you get all this stuff ready in preparation. That's a relationship, not of dread, not avoidance, but genuine warm anticipation, because you know exactly what you're going to do with every dollar that arrives, and it excites you beyond belief, like it does me. And honestly, you can't affirm your way there. You get there by actually learning to manage your money, simply, elegantly, without needing to become an accountant. It actually only takes 5 minutes a week. It's about bringing the magical and the practical together so that that magnetic money core is working as one. So in real life, what does this look like? Well, it starts with the little stuff. I remember when Anna joined our program and she was convinced that she was so way off on her finances. She knew that she was falling behind, and that anxiety had just been building and building and building. She had all the stories of, I suck with money. It's just not working. I don't know what I'm doing. But when we actually sat down and put it all together and she looked at the numbers properly, the gap was only $200 a month. And she was like, is that it? It's only $200. So it only took a couple of quick adjustments for her to close that gap. So the gap wasn't the problem. It was the ignorance over a long period of time and the avoidance that was becoming a problem, because every month she avoided looking at her finances and figuring out, because she actually didn't know how, the story just got bigger, the anxiety got louder, and the old programming of I'm just not good with money, it got another layer of enforcement. And of course, she was falling further behind as well. So see what happened there? That avoidance didn't protect her at all. It actually fed the very story that was blocking her way. But the moment she looked at it properly with the right structure and support, the monster under the bed turned out to be just a little fluffy thing, $200 a month, and she fixed it in 15 minutes. So the application of knowledge is power. And once you have that clarity, something else becomes possible: resilience, financial resilience. I've shared before about how when Martin was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I culled about 150 grand's worth of income from my business and ended up replacing it with other high ticket offers. But that took a little while. And the point is that I had buffers that allowed me the confidence to do that, to make that decision, to say, no, I'm not showing up for these things. I'm going to cancel them because I don't have the energy right now and I'm needed elsewhere. And we didn't have to adjust our lifestyle, not because I'm special, but because of buffers and a money system that I had been diligently committed to for years, 5 minutes a week, not hours. And later on, after Martin passed away, I was able to take 5 months off. And honestly, I made basically no money during that time, which was due to a bad timing decision on my part of having switched off my traffic sources at the really worst possible time, except I didn't know it at the time. And we were still okay. I was okay. And that's not luck. That's what a long-term commitment to a simple money system buys you. The ability to be fully human and take care of yourself when life demands it, without your finances collapsing around you and creating more stress. And that's what we're actually building here. Not a budget, but true freedom, the kind that holds you when it matters most. When life falls apart around you, we want money to still be there and have your back. So what does CEO level money management actually look like? Let me paint you a picture because it's so much simpler than you think. You know your numbers, not every cent, but just the big chunky ones. What comes in, what goes out, what your life costs and what your business needs. You pay yourself properly, a real consistent wage, even when you have irregular income, because you have a system in place that smooths out the lumpy bits. And you have buffers, money set aside that turns emergencies into inconveniences and speed humps. And your money has jobs. Every dollar has a job to do. Every dollar that arrives is already predestined to go somewhere. Some goes to you for fun money, some goes to you to pay your bills, some goes to the business, some goes to your tax bill, some goes to future wealth creation. That's it. That's the machinery. Simple, elegant, and completely learnable, because people who have been convinced they absolutely suck with money and they can't get their head around this and maths is not their strong point and they hate numbers and they've had all the stories, have literally become coaches in this space, because I actually am blessed to have certified coaches who will help people one-on-one with implementing this system if they want the help. Now here's what happens when this is all in place. Money confidence. Real, grounded, unshakable confidence, because you know your numbers and you know the system works. And that confidence, it removes those unconscious blocks. You stop resisting the receiving of the money. The tap opens fully. So magical and practical together. That's why the magnetic money code is one power core. It's a complete system. Right, let's go back over your key takeaways. Number 1, a lack of money confidence is a massive money block. Discomfort with managing money means you're unconsciously going to resist receiving more. So the goal is to excitedly be expecting your money like a much-loved friend is coming to visit. Number 2, remember it starts with the small little baby steps. You know, like Anna's "I'm terrible with money" panic turning out to be a $200 monthly gap that she could fix really quickly. The gap was never the problem. Her ignorance was compounded by the time that she avoided it for. So it's the application of knowledge that is power. Next, a simple money system will buy you the kind of resilience that most people can't even imagine, like being able to drop 150 grand's worth of income during a family crisis, taking 5 months off completely, going, oh, no income coming in right now, but it'll still be all right, without things collapsing around you, without you having to sell the farm. And last but not least, CEO level money management is pretty simple. You need to know your big chunky numbers, pay yourself properly, build some buffers, and give every dollar a job to do. Right. So that is it. We have gone through the complete first core of the effectology method, which is that beautiful integration process. We have covered the magnetic money code inside out. We've talked about the magical, we've talked about the practical. And if you're ready to build this simple, elegant money system that creates real money confidence, I've made it as easy as possible for you. The Magnetic Money Management Bootcamp walks you through setting it all up step by step. And if you're a book person, I've also written a book that takes you through the whole process, the 5-minute Magnetic Money Management System. It covers the full 8-step process of setting it all up. I actually recommend you grab both. Grab the book on Amazon. I'll pop the link below. In fact, I'll give you the link that also gives you a free checklist and some free calculators. And then after you get those, the next page will have all the links to Amazon. And then I also recommend that you jump on the boot camp, because the boot camp is workshop style where we actually do it together. And if you put those two together, you can't possibly go wrong. It's really the most low-cost way to get this all sorted. And then it just takes 5 minutes a week consistently. That's it. So all of those links will be in the show notes for you below. And this is the fastest way for you to switch the lights on in your business finances and remove those unconscious blocks that have been keeping the tap at a trickle. Now, in the next episode, it's time to step into that second core of the integration, your business as the channel for that beautiful income. Because you are the magnet, but you also need a vehicle that's built to bring the abundance in. One beautifully simple aligned path that can be working for you around the clock. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.